Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. And in this video, I'm actually going to be doing some more T-Mobile 5G home internet speed tests. So it's actually 11:11 p.m. on a Friday. So there probably are quite a few people online right now. You know, there's probably not as many people online as there were earlier. But there's probably still quite a few people online since it's, like the holiday weekend. You know, it's 4th of July, the 4th of July weekend. It's Friday now. You know, people are off. For an extended weekend. So, there's going to be a lot of people, online and at home or, at parties or whatever, or, just getting together, for the 4th of July weekend, having, more time off work and everything. But before I actually start this video, I do want to say that I actually did have to actually restart the gateway, the Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, like I always like to say in my videos. I do use third-party equipment. I have a Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, whatever you want to call it, and I have that hooked up to a waveform 4x4 antenna that's actually up in the attic. It's actually facing out near an old truck stop, down the road from me where the tower is actually at. But I do want to say that I actually did have to restart the gateway before I started making this video, because it actually did lose the 5G signal. So I don't know what the heck's going on there. I don't know if it's because it's very warm out today, or something like that. I don't know if the gateway, because it was up in my attic, I don't know if it overheated or something. I don't know what went on with that, but I did restart it, and it does take it a little while, normally, to get back to the speeds that we normally get. So just keep that in mind, that this speed test might not be as accurate as it normally is. I just wanted to let you guys know that. But the weird thing is, I've noticed that the network mode. I've noticed if I have the network mode on NSA, I believe that's what it's called, NSA. I have it on NSA, which is basically, I have it set to NSA, which basically means that you're using 4G connection, you're using 4G LTE connection, and you're also using the 5G connection. So it's kind of like doubled. It's using both. It's using the 5G and the 4G connection. I've noticed if I have it on SA, standalone mode is basically what that means. Standalone is basically only 5G. That's basically what that means. It's only 5G. But I noticed that my speeds are actually slower with that, compared to when I use the NSA mode, which is both, the 4G and the 5G. I noticed with the NSA, when I do have that set, I've noticed that occasionally it will drop signal, like it'll go back to the 4G, and it'll stay on the 4G, so I have to restart the Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem. I have to restart it. I've noticed with the 5G, if I have it set to NSA, or if I have it set to SA mode, just standalone mode, I've noticed that it doesn't fall back to 4G like it does if I have it on NSA mode. So I don't really know what's going on there. I don't know if it chooses, the stronger signal. I guess that's probably what it does. But with the NSA mode, if I lose 5G, what it actually does is it goes back to 4G. And I ran a speed test before I started making this video, and I was only actually getting like 98 to 100 on the download. So I went up there and checked, and sure enough, it was off of 5G, and it was going back to 4G. So I don't know if there's a way that I can actually get around that, to where it doesn't actually fall back to 4G, where it constantly stays. I guess if it loses signal, I guess if it loses the 5G signal, I guess it just falls back to 4G, and then it just does that. I don't think there's really anything I can do about that, unless I, switch it to SA mode, which is standalone. But I have noticed, if I go to standalone 5G, I've actually noticed that I get less I don't get as good of a upload speed with standalone. So I definitely don't want to have to do that unless, I really have to do it. But let's actually see what we get here, though. If you guys do know of anything, that I can do in the settings, to make it so it doesn't fall back to 4G, where it stays, on 5G, and the 4G, I just don't want it to keep going back to 4G, is basically what I'm saying. And the only way that I could see to get that, to work, is actually go back to SA mode, which is standalone 5G. But I really don't want to do that because it doesn't give me as good of an upload speed. If I have to, constantly restart the gateway, though, that's kind of gonna, it's gonna get it, to be annoying after a while. So if you guys know of any way, if I can keep it on NSA mode, then I would definitely, want to know, definitely let me know down below in the comments, if there's any way I can get that, to keep doing that, to stay on 5G and 4G, without, actually, defaulting to 4G, and making me have slower speed. So if you guys know anything about that, definitely let me know down below in the comments. But I'm going to open up the speed test app here. And it is on the West Norton PA server, which is the one I normally start out on. And I am going to run some on the Ashburn VA server as well. So yeah, it's messing up again. I can see right now. Yeah. So something's going on with either my gateway or I'm just being very, very throttled. Maybe I'm just being throttled, I don't know. So yeah, that's a bunch of crap right there. Only 96.5 on the download. The upload is definitely not bad though. 14.7 and 38 on the ping. So let me actually go up in the attic here and see if it's showing me a 5G signal or not. And if it's not, I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in. So it's actually showing me a 5G signal. So that's a good sign that it's not, it's a good sign that it's not showing me a 5G signal. Let me actually try to run a speed test again. Let me actually turn off my Wi-Fi and turn it back on. Sometimes that helps. So I'm going to try to run another one here. So yeah, something's definitely not right here. Something's definitely going on. The upload speed is fine. I mean, the upload speed is normally what we get, but it's just that the download speed is being terrible right now. So let me actually unplug this, and then I'll plug it back in and see what we get. And like I said, normally I don't have these problems, so I don't know. Maybe it's because it's very hot out today, or something, and I don't actually have the fans on right now, up here. Maybe it's something to do with the heat. Maybe the gateway is overheating or something. I don't know. What I actually can do while I'm waiting for that to reboot, I can switch over to my data here on my phone. And I can actually open up the Down Detector app here and see. Let me see if T-Mobile is actually having any issues or anything. So it does actually say that 42% for 5G home internet, and that's quite a bit actually. And there's actually a lot of red here in the United States, so that's definitely not a good sign. Let me see Metro by T-Mobile. So Metro by T-Mobile, they're saying mobile internet 31%. So yeah, it looks like T-Mobile might actually be having some issues with the 5G home internet, 42%. Let me actually go down here. It says, yeah, 5 hours ago, terrible service, internet problems like crazy. Let me see. Somebody said 5G UC isn't working. So maybe there is actually something going on with the 5G, because that was 5 hours ago. Somebody said terrible service, internet problems like crazy 5 hours ago. And then the 5G UC, when it doesn't work, somebody said, what's the use of 5G UC when it doesn't work? That was 8 hours ago. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of red there. So maybe they are having issues with the 5G network. And it also could have to do with, the attic up here. It could have to do with that, it being hot up here in the attic. It's actually like 92 degrees up here right now. I'm actually looking at the thermostat over here. I have a digital thermostat up here. And, that could definitely be a problem. But it seems like it might actually be an outage, though, because I actually unplugged the gateway, and it's still not showing me a 5G signal. So that's definitely not a good sign. And normally, like I said, normally I get a 5G signal. I get a weak 5G signal, but I still get a strong, I still get a good enough, 5G signal to where it shouldn't be doing this. So I think that it's something to do with the, the tower or something, or the network itself. And I haven't had these problems a lot. I don't have these problems a lot, with the T-Mobile 5G home internet. So let me actually run a speed test, why it's actually on 4G only. Let me actually switch back over to the internet here, the Wi-Fi. Let me actually see what I get with just the 4G internet. I mean, that's definitely usable. I mean, 100, 100 on the download, that's definitely usable, but it's definitely not anywhere near what we normally get. And the upload speed is definitely usable, and the ping is definitely usable. But 105, that's not gonna, that'll hold me over, until, whatever is wrong, gets, fixed or corrected. But 100, that's not that's not very fast. I mean, let's just put it that way. But it's enough to stream stuff. It's enough to watch TV. It's enough to get by and stuff. For a couple of days. If there's an outage or something, or if there's something going on. With the network, which, seems to be what's going on. I don't know if it's something on my end. I'm not really sure, but it's just really weird that it's actually not connecting to the 5G signal. Let me actually unplug it again, and I'll actually give it a few seconds here. I'll actually unplug it here and just give it a little break for a minute, and then I'll plug it back in. But yeah, it is actually very warm up here. Maybe I should actually turn on some fans up here. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Let me actually go into my Google Home app here while I'm waiting for that to, cool down for a bit. Let me actually open up the... oh yeah, I can actually turn them on manually. Let me turn on the switch. So I did just turn on the main fan up here, and I'll turn on the fan over here as well that I use for the for keeping the gateway cool. Because like I said, it is very hot up here right now. It's actually 92 up here. So I don't know. Maybe I should actually plan on keeping at least the cooling fan, that's actually behind the gateway up here, the Chester Cheetah version 2. Maybe I should actually keep that one on at all times. But most of the time, I don't really like keeping fans on, 24/7. That's why I give them a break. I try to give them a break, because fans, running 24/7 up in a hot attic or something can be kind of dangerous. But the temperature did actually just come down a little bit. It's actually 91 now up here. So the fan definitely does seem to be helping a little bit. So let me actually plug this back in over here and see what we get. Sorry about the fan noise if you can hear that, but I'd rather have my stuff cool than to deal with overheating issues or something like that. But it seems to me like this could actually be a T-Mobile problem, though. It seems to me like it might be an outage or something going on. And like I said, I very rarely have these problems. I hardly ever have these problems, where I have to come up here and restart it or, anything like that. I actually did have these problems when I first started using the service, but, I'm really hoping that I'm not going to have to go back to, Comcast or Xfinity or something, if this stuff, happens more often. I'm really hoping, that that's not, going to be the case. But so I did actually plug the gateway back in the Chester Cheetah version 2. I actually did just plug it back in. I have the fans running now. So now it's actually showing a 5G signal. So it's saying a weak 5G signal like I normally get. But it was showing that before, but I was still getting terrible speed. I was still getting terrible speed, so I don't know what is actually going on. Maybe it did actually overheat. That's very possible. So let me actually switch back over to the Wi-Fi here. And I'll try to run a speed test here and see what we get. Keep in mind that it did just reboot, so that's the thing. It's not going to be like 500 to 600, right away. But that's definitely an improvement, 335 for the download. So maybe it did actually overheat because, because when I felt it, I'm actually over by it now. I actually have the fan, I have the fan blowing on it now. So, Maybe I actually should keep these fans on 24/7 up here. Because maybe it did actually overheat and it restarted or something. Maybe, something was going on with it like that. So let me actually run another one here and see what we get. Yeah, it's still acting up though. Yeah, I think something's going on with the T-Mobile service itself. Because it's weird because I'm getting the same upload speeds, but I'm not getting the same download speeds. So, and when I do unplug it, like when I unplug the gateway itself, when I unplug it, like if I unplug it again, it'll probably go to 4G. Like it'll default to 4G. Signal, and then it'll probably stay there. So it's getting it's like it's getting a signal, but it's not actually giving me the speeds of the 5G. In other words. So I really don't know what's going on here. Let me check the Down Detector app again. And like I said, there is a lot of red right here, and that's, most of it is actually 5G home internet. It says 41%, like I just showed you guys, and like I said, It says, it says down here, it says outage. So it says T-Mobile is currently in an outage. Oh, so let me actually type T-Mobile in here. T-Mobile outage, just to see. So it doesn't say anything about outages or anything. Let me type in T-Mobile down. Type near me. So it doesn't actually say anything when I input that into the browser. It didn't actually say that T-Mobile was in an outage or anything. Maybe, let me see here. Let me see. Says I work from home. That's AT&T. Let me see. It says 23 hours ago. Why is my internet not working? I'm connected, but it says I have no internet access. Why it's been 2 days? Help me, please. It says 23 hours ago. But the bad thing is, the right there, the top comment that says 5 hours ago. It says terrible service, and that's T-Mobile. It says at T-Mobile, terrible service, internet problems like crazy. And that's an older person, it looks like, so I'm definitely, concerned with that, because that's an older person. So he probably, pretty much knows what he's talking about. He's just not going to put that on there, if it's not true. So, it definitely seems like something's going on with the T-Mobile 5G home internet. And like I said, look at all this red, in the United States area. That's definitely not a good thing. So basically, it looks like the only thing I can do is wait and see, and wait and see, what's going on with it, wait to see if my speeds go back up. There's not really anything I can do about it. It doesn't seem like it's anything on my end. I probably am going to leave these fans on up here, just for the time being, just because it's like 92 degrees up here. And I don't want to, risk the gateway, becoming overheated or shutting down or anything. But right now it looks like we're stuck at 100 for the download, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the problems. I mean, you're going to face with T-Mobile 5G home internet at times. I'm not going to say all the time, because this doesn't happen all the time to us. But it's a cellular connection, so you have to keep that in mind. That you're gonna have like slowdowns. You're gonna have times when there's gonna be problems like this, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. You're just gonna have to overcome it. For me, it's not really that big of a deal, because I don't really do heavy downloading. I don't really do heavy streaming or anything like that. This is still enough, to watch sports or something, or stream, like Pluto TV, browse the web, do whatever you have to do. Even 50 for the download, is good enough for that. But, would I like to get my speeds back as soon as possible? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I really hope that I get the speeds back as soon as possible. But, it doesn't seem like it's anything, that I'm doing. It seems like it's something on T-Mobile's end. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And I definitely will keep you guys updated on this in the coming days. I'll definitely keep you guys updated and posted on this. It also could be, because there's a lot of people home for the holiday. It could be because of, a lot of traffic on the 5G, or something like that. It possibly could be that, because there could be a lot of people, coming, here to visit, and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem like that's the case to me. It seems like this is something to actually do with the actual T-Mobile, network itself. So let me actually run a speed test on my internet on my phone here, just to see what I get. Just to be curious, just to see what I get. It says your connection might be, yeah. Let me, So I am actually on Metro PCS, by the way. I have Metro by T-Mobile. It says Metro PCS, but I'm on Metro by T-Mobile, so basically the same thing. Same network and same towers. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's something going on because the upload speed is even worse on Metro now. It's even worse than it normally is on Metro by T-Mobile. So yeah, it definitely looks like something's going on. And as you can see up here in my where my signal is actually at, where you can see the LTE plus, and then it says this, it shows the signal quality. And yeah, and now it's actually saying your internet connection may be unstable. So it seems like there might be a tower down. Because when that happens, when it happens like that, as you can see, I'm not really getting a strong signal, with my phone. When that normally happens, that means that there's a tower down and there's a problem. That normally is what that means. So I can normally tell, when there's a tower down or something, just by my phone. Because normally I get almost full bars with my phone, so it definitely seems like something's going on. Yeah, it definitely seems like something's going on because I'm not getting a full, I'm basically not getting a full signal. So yeah, and I'm definitely getting terrible, terrible download speeds. So terrible download speeds and terrible upload speeds. So yeah, something's definitely going on with the T-Mobile network in my area. Something definitely is. I'm actually going to end this video now. I'm going to actually get off of here, and I'm actually going to contact T-Mobile, and I'm going to actually ask them if there's a tower down in my area or something. And what I'll actually do is I'll push out an updated video. Sorry I didn't run many speed tests in this video, but I'm gonna actually end this video, and I'm actually gonna do some researching. I really do think that is something going on with a tower near me because there's like I'm not getting as good of a signal on my phone as I normally do. So that's mostly how I can tell. That there's something going on. So I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to actually get in touch with T-Mobile, and I'm going to ask them what's going on, and see what's going on. And I'll get back to you guys in the next video. I'll probably get back to you guys in the coming hours, and let you guys know an updated video on this. But like I said, unfortunately, it is what it is. You have to deal with this sometimes when you have cellular home internet. Luckily, we don't have to deal with this very often. This is not, a very common thing in our area that we deal with. But unfortunately, it seems like it's one of those times. So, like I said, I apologize for this video, but it's actually a good thing, that I can actually post this video out there, and I'll keep you guys updated on it, and let you guys know, what's going on. I'll keep you guys posted. So, sorry for the lack of speed test videos in this, or speed tests in this video, but there's not really any sense in doing speed tests, in this video, since I'm, having network problems. So, but I'll put a video up as soon as I can. I'm going to contact them now, and I'm going to end this video now. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.